Well, the DA claims to have developed an energy policy which will bring brighter days or brighter tomorrow for us. ENC reporter Monique Mortlock is following these developments. Let's cross over to her now for the latest on this particular issue. Okay, so the DA outlining this, their new policy, energy policy. Monique, give us the key takeaways from this policy.
Some of what the DA outlined today are things that they have said in the past, like the procurement of electricity from IPPs. This is something that DA-run municipalities like the City of Cape Town and the Western Cape government has been calling for a number of years now, for that ability to be able to procure power from IPPs. We know that that is now a reality. The DA this morning was saying that actually while they were presenting their energy policy, it was then that announcement by Eskom came through of stage 2 that might be looming anytime today. And the DA basically said that it's for this reason that it's putting forward its energy policy, because it believes that the plan that government has come up with fails to address key points like the unbundling of Eskom. The DA saying that this is necessary for the energy space to become a more competitive market, and it's also its plan is focusing on achieving cheaper, sustainable and more reliable energy. Let's just take a listen to the DA's head of policy, Gwen Ngwenya, explaining some more.
We are focused on delivering cheap, reliable and sustainable energy. The ANC, on the other hand, has been concerned with what is doing best for the ANC and its outdated ideological agenda. Secondly, through our proposals, we seek to champion access to electricity for all by supporting self-generation for all households across the income spectrum and ensuring full coverage of free basic electricity for all indigent households, where currently a great number have been underserved. And this contributes, of course, to the many illegal connections that we see. Legal, free basic electricity for those who qualify is better for households and the electricity system than illegal connections. Thus far, under the ANC, less than 30% of indigent South Africans receive free basic electricity, even though the taxpayer is funding it. So municipalities must reveal how much they receive from Treasury to fund free basic electricity versus how much is actually spent by municipalities on free basic electricity. In addition, many households too have been left to fend for themselves in installing expensive self-generation solutions. Thirdly, a key difference is that the DA takes a whole of society approach, meaning that we do not arrogantly view the government, including any DA-run government, as the sole or most important stakeholder in resolving the energy crisis. Instead, we bring in the ingenuity of people, of communities, of organizations which lie outside the DA universe in addressing the energy crisis. For example, this means an openness to making room for prosumers. These are consumers of electricity who are also producing electricity, as well as making increased room for the private sector, as well as seeking out and actually using expert advice.
So, Monique, what is the plan for independent power producers and where do they actually fit in with this energy policy?
Now, the DA says that the policy that it announced today is already largely being implemented in many of the DA-run governments, like your City of Cape Town, Stellenbosch municipality, where these municipalities have already taken active steps to become independent from Eskom. We know that a few weeks ago, Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis made some important announcements about exactly what you heard Gwen Ngwenya speaking about creating prosumers. These are consumers that produce electricity and that can feed this electricity into the grid, and the City of Cape Town can then basically buy this electricity from consumers. And the question that I posed to the DA was, you coming up with this energy policy, and it may sound good on paper, but how realistic is it that the DA can implement some of these policies? And it was then that the DA's Kevin Milam said, look, we are already mirroring a lot of what we are saying in this policy, it's already being mirrored in these municipalities that I just mentioned. Let's just take a listen to him explaining that a bit more.
We said we were going to address the over-regulation of the fuel sector, the anti-competitive nature of the fuel sector, and so we have pushed that, and we are pushing a private member's bill through Parliament. But equally, from an electricity perspective, we're doing the exact same thing where we govern. So the municipality of Stellenbosch has been rolling out its own plans to become far less reliant on Eskom for electricity supply. And they are actually seeking independence from Eskom. So they're seeking alternative sources of energy, so they're not reliant on Eskom at all. City of Cape Town has gone out to tender for independent power producers. I believe the city of Ekurhuleni signed IPP power purchase agreements with 46 IPPs last month. So a lot of what we are saying is already being put into action by DA governments where we govern.
Monique Mortlock, thank you so much for your reporting, joining us there from Cape Town.